I was worried you changed your mind. Al sou die aarde se fondasie skud, al sou die wêreld verbrand en zwalwend, al sou die hemel op ons val en almal dan blauwiekies dra. Al sou al die mense van die aarde sterf en siekte wat hul by hul voorvaders erf, al sou die twyfel van 'n bestaan my verneek en my lewe middel deurbreek. Steeds sal ek my liefde vir jou dra, doen presies wat ek vra, want jy bly steeds die enkel eienaar van my hart, is die tekenmiddel vir my smart. Al sou jy op sy lewe my persoonlik besoek en ons suksesie uiteinde wees van my beroep, al sou die twyfel van 'n bestaan my verneek en my lewe middel deurbreek. Steeds sal ek my liefde vir jou dra, vir jou doen presies wat ek vra, want jy bly steeds die enkel eienaar van my hart, is die tekenmiddel vir my smart. Vergeet van jou verstand en luister na jou hart, vir eens wat ek kans op die wild card. En don't let God jou hartslag spreek op, vervul jouself met dit wat jy kort. Vervul jouself met dit wat jy kort. Steeds sal ek my liefde vir jou dra, vir jou doen presies wat ek vra, want jy bly steeds die enkel eienaar van my hart, is die tekenmiddel vir my smart. Jy is die tekenmiddel vir my smart. Jy is die posibus nooi van my hart. Welcome. Ek's bly julle is hier. I'm very nervous. I was last this nervous when I was born. But at least that worked out quite okay, I think. I don't know, you have to ask my mum afterwards. So thanks for being here. Those of you who are here against your will, welcome. When I get nervous, I get fidgety. And this is water, so it gives me personality. And it's very laid back, so if you probably won't know the songs, you probably won't know the words, but it's okay. If you want to woo or sing or join, go for that. I did a show once in Cape Town where a friend of mine threw a red G-string on the stage. I had to start over with my set because I stopped. Seldomly happens to me. Anyway, tonight is very personal in the sense that I'm predominantly doing own compositions. I initially only want to do own compositions, and then I realized that some people might need antidepressants when they leave. But be that as it may, we managed to squeeze in 2 covers, reasonably well-known covers. Those of you who haven't been to my show, please put up your hand. My shattered nerves. Okay, so, paar goed wat jy moet weet. We have noot vir noot, big prizes. Big. Those of you who love Westpac as much as I do, that's all Westpac, so big prizes, the biggest prizes ever. It's like $300 worth of prizes. We'll get to that a bit later. Then, secondly, there might, time permitting, there would be some Chris and Jan. So Chris and Jan is my what's that in English? Haig. My romantic novel. But it's also a musical. And it's really common, but I do find it funny. Well, at least I do. Then we have a live stream tonight. So to the two people, one in Belgium and the other in Cape Town, welcome. And then, ladies and gentlemen, before we officially start, Natalie Bentley. My favorite cellist of like all time. And we met by fluke. Like most women in my life, my previous cellist immigrated. And I didn't have a cellist, so I literally had to beg, steal, and borrow for Natalie to join us. And we're part of a trio called The Elysian. Our other members is opening for Amanda Strydom tonight. Oh, that's where the rest of the crowd are. All right, so with the own compositions, I'll give you a bit of details in terms of where the songs come from, but ultimately it's very personal for me in the sense that I've never told the stories behind it. I realized from a very young age that I will never be famous because I'm fat and I write depressing music. But I ultimately realized that I need to do a show where I can do only my own compositions. So officially, before we start, just for those of you who have nothing to do tomorrow at 3 o'clock, Natalie and the Pretoria Symphonic is having a performance at ZK Matthews at 3 o'clock. They are performing the Beethoven Symphony No. 6, Tchaikovsky Ricocco Variations, and Don Giovanni Overture. The show is called Reflections. I already sold 3 tickets, including mine and my parents. So if you want to join, totally worth your time. Anyway, all right, so we're going to kick off. As mentioned, we're not just going to do own compositions. We're going to do 2 covers, the first of which is this. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday, and the crowd shovels in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, "Son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it sounded sweet and I knew it complete. Novelist who never had time for a wife, and it's dark in the day. He was still in the Navy and probably would be for life. And the waitress is practicing politics while the businessman slowly gets stoned. It's the sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. Good crowd for a Saturday that you and the manager gives me a smile. knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for long. The piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and said, "Oh man, what are you doing here?" Here we go. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Is the world in the mood for a melody? And you got us feeling alright. Lost burned like 50 calories with that stuff. I was so committed to the show, I went on diet this afternoon. Didn't end well. Still fat. It's okay, I'm a man of layers. So ek het in die Kaap gebly so 10 jaar terug. En ek het hierdie nooi gedatum. In English that means I dated this chick. And she actually knew about it, which was quite awesome. And she wasn't the cousin. Because in the Liebenberg family, and Kiara, I'm not including you here. I'm including the dodgy people behind you. So in Stilfontein, if you're not married by the age of 35, you start dating your cousin. And I didn't date my cousin when I was in the Cape. So ek het hierdie geskryf want ek het in Eisefontein gebly en sy het in Stellenbosch gebly. En die ding het toe nou nie so uitgewerk nie. Ek het uitgevind hoe hoender gemaak word. Wat as julle weet hoe hoender gemaak word, gaan julle nooit weer hoender eet nie. En ek het nou hierdie geskryf. Hier is getiteld Stellenbosch Sweetheart. My dad is already emotional. As die maan gaan slaap tussen wingerd in die berg van Stellenbosch, wens ek vir geen oomblik kon ek my gevoelens net daar los. Tussen woorde, tussen wense, grense, gegrendel in die stof der nagedagtenis, waar goed en kwaad, lief en leed verlos. Op 'n maandag in Oktober klop jy dan aan my deur, met my wete van belofte begin die skans verweer. Ek is awkward in my woorde, aarzelend en denk, en ek wens ek kon vir eens en nou my hart in joune, my hand in joune lê. Ek is nietig in my wese, nostalgies in my nood, naïef in al my drome, neerhalend in my hoop. Wees by my tussen berge en dale, tussen smiles and frowns and ups and downs, tussen fairy tale verhale, met die droom wat steeds aanhou kleef aan die boom van al ons hoop. Los dit my net weer wonderend waar die pad van liefde loop. Met barstyd reeds gebottel, besluit jy eindelik om 'n kans te waag en weerloos te werk aan ons geluk. Ons is vreemd in ons gewoontes, maar gretig om te groei en bewys dit weer hoe liefde al die opposites aan mekaar boei. Maar die maanskyn was net tydelik, die rose nou verdroog, die konstante instant messages het verander in monoloog. Ek is hard in my herhaling, jy sag in jou verdriet, en die sit ek nou neerhalend, verniet, vervreemd, verlate in ons lied. Is metronomisch onvoorspelbaar, melodisch en methodiek, machteloos ons moedeloos, mateloos en nik. Wees by my tussen berge en dale, tussen smiles en frowns en ups en downs, tussen fairytale verhalen, met die droom wat steeds aan ook leef, aan die boom van al ons hoop. Los dit my net weer wonderend, waar die pad van liefde loop. 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 Told you it's going to be deep. Can everyone hear? Because like I have to sit like this to hear the piano. Should be number 3. I'm not talking to myself. I don't have a sound technician tonight. I have a gentleman called Ryan doing the live stream, so I have no idea how it's going to sound on the other side. Anyway, so the next song I wrote on a Sunday, and you know, and maybe it's only me, and the voices in my head telling me that I'm not crazy. But Sundays are particularly quiet. It's just the eerie quietness. So I grew up in a house where you slept 2 to 4 in the afternoon. That was it. And I was like the best kid in the world. I listened to every word my parents said. I was like the model student. I was my dad. And I wrote this on a Sunday in my car on the way home from a braai, because I just had this feeling deep down inside of me that this was a song that I had to write, and it ended up being written in the car. It was the first time ever that I wrote a song without a piano in the car, and I ended up with this. This is called Sundays of Silence. Driving home on a lazy Sunday afternoon, and I'm searching for reasons why I shouldn't feel alone. I'm counting all my blessings on my fingers and my thumbs, and I'm hoping for someone to make my being 1 + 1. I barely know you, but I've known you my entire life. From the moment we met, I was spent without a second of regret. I don't know what the future holds, whether I'm even the one, so I'm making myself vulnerable in the lyrics of a song. Forget about the dreams you dreamt or tears that you have expended. Forget about the words you said, or fortunes that you cannot comprehend. Listen to the silence of the Sunday afternoon, drinking red wine and dreaming again, singing all our favorite tunes, thinking about what we cannot fix, what we're sure to forget, remembering every detailed thing of that silent Sunday afternoon. Trying to remember how the hell I wound up here, and I'm searching for reasons and reasons to share my secrets and my biggest fears. You are there and I am here on a lazy Sunday afternoon, with the sun shining down on us in God's perfect outdoor living room. Forget about the dreams you've dreamt or tears that you have expended. Forget about the words you said, fortunes that you cannot comprehend. Listen to the silence of the Sunday afternoon, drinking red wine and dreaming again, singing all our favorite tunes, thinking about what we cannot fix, what we're sure to forget, remembering every detailed thing of that silent Sunday afternoon. Forget about the dreams you've dreamt or tears that you have expended. Forget about the prayers you pray and fortunes that you cannot comprehend. Listen to the silence of the Sunday afternoon, drinking red wine and dreaming again, singing all our favorite tunes, thinking about what we cannot fix, what we're sure to forget, remembering every detailed thing of that silent Sunday afternoon, of that silent Sunday afternoon, of that silent Sunday afternoon, of that silent Sunday afternoon. Yes, someone gave me a go, Neil. Okay, are you ready? And it's time for? It must sound a bit more exciting. Who of you don't know what noot vir noot is? Ed? Greg? Noot vir noot is that guy with the, what do they call it? The undercoat, the onderbaadjie. The waistcoat. I thought it was an undercoat. Undercoat. Okay, so in the previous show, I was informed by my mum that the clues were too difficult. So I made it very easy. So we're going to play 2 games. We're coming to that. The first is the introduction game. Now remember? Big prizes. Big. And I personally selected them. Amazing hoe meer handepoot ek drink, hoe swakker raak my Engels. Ja, so ek moet vannacht praat. Okay, so the first game is the introduction game, die introduksiespeletjie. Inleidingsspeletjie. Introduksie klink. Ja. Okay, so ek gaan die inleiding speel. I'm going to play the intro and you have to guess the song. Julle moet die liedjie raai. Baie maklik, baie maklik. So die eerste hand in die gehoor wen. Natalie, please identify the first hand in the gehoor. Thank you. Okay. Inleiding liedjie. What song is this? Very easy. Okay, Tasha, you were first.
I would do anything.
Oh, won't we all? If you can't go away on holiday, Thousand Islands. I don't know what this is. Magic spray. It's lovely.
Is it no used? Yeah, it's okay. Beware.
Mooi BP, gee vir Ethan. It's awful. It's really, really awful. Okay, Natasha, jy mag nie weer speel nie, hoor. Thousand Island Sauce. Ek sou daar wel met so 14 Imodiums gebruik, hoor. Nee, ek weet nie wat se kant toe daai gaan nie, hoor. 14 Imodiums en 'n keisersneer die volgende dag. Overshare. Right, volgende is maklik intro song, of intro game. Put up your hand. Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Stefani. This is a shower sponge. And this is, what is wasbeentjies in Engels? Pegs. Washing pegs. For if you have like midget underwear. Okay, Stefani, you're not permitted to play anymore. Okay, inleidingsspeletjie nog steeds. Nee, mag jy sê nie. Mummy? Sproetjies. Yo, my mum won. Yay! Yeah, she lost the marbles. And this is what is a spaarvarkie in English? A what? A piggy bank, but it looks very dodgy from the front. I just don't know how you open it.
You put it through there.
Yeah, I know, but how do you open it when you're a millionaire?
You can break it.
It's plastic. Okay, so the Liebenbergs, you are not permitted to play anymore. Gee die mense daar agter ook 'n kans. Sou dit in die familie, Nakita? Where are you going? Okay. So I realized that I have 6 prizes, only 5 games, so we'll just make one up. Complete the lyrics. Wie dit gesê? Is dit jy wat perd bestuur het vroeër vandag wat dit gesê het? Okay. What I've got to do. Okay, so who's going to answer that? Put up your hand. Liz. I love you. You win. This is a set of balls. I don't know what you're going to do with it.
Don't ask.
And feathers for the car. And
Mouse print.
forest fantasy for the car. Dit is random, jy is heeltemal reg. Okay, cryptical clue game, kryptiese leidraad speletjie. Hoe werk dit? So maak mens. I'm going to give you a cryptic clue and then a note, and then my mum is going to go like this. Trying to find the note. So you give her any note. Twee note. Alright. So ek gaan vir jou kryptiese leidraad gee en een noot. En ongelukkig gaan die pryse nie kleiner word nie, so jy kry nog steeds dieselfde pryse as jy meer as een noot gebruik. Alright. Cryptical clue. The actual theme song of the movie Castaway. The actual theme song. No, that's the actor, that's not the song. The actual theme song of the movie Castaway. Here's your first note, Maas maar reg. Okay. The actual theme song of the movie Castaway. Okay. 2 notes, it's going to give it away after 2. Okay, 3 notes, I promise you. The actual theme song of the movie Castaway. 4 notes.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
I don't know how to respond to that. No, it's not that. Okay, I'm going to give you 6 notes. We'll just go with it. 6 notes. Okay, 7 notes. Okay, I'll give you 9 notes. Sylvia? Okay, let's go 10 notes. Okay, that didn't work out. First I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. And the song is? Okay, you're not permitted to play with. Okay, someone else. Chris, okay, yes, you can come. Although you said, don't cry for me, Argentina.
The first 5 notes sounded like don't cry for me, Argentina.
This is perfect for urine testing. I don't know what this is. Animal kit. I don't know. The next prize is the last prize, but it's the biggest one of the lot. So, Kiara, you have to play for this one. If you have someone that's pregnant, if you have someone that's turning 56 or 95, or 65, or 59, or you know someone with the name Neil, or Ilna, or Elmi. But wait, there's more. Pineapple car spray, if you want to swap with Liz, it's lovely. I sprayed it earlier. And speel daarvoor. Okay. Okay. Cryptical clue. Justin Bieber and Shrek have this in common. Justin Bieber and Shrek have this in common. First note. Huh? Yes, well done, Shayla. Well done. Ek het hierdie vir 'n troue geskryf baie jare terug toe ek nog jonk en slank was. En wie van julle weet waar Swaziland is? Daar is 'n paar mense. Thanks for humoring me. Dis my, as ek nie verkeerd is, is my pa se gunsteling een hierdie. Somer in Swaziland. Dan my pa gaan As die son gaan slaap by die horison en die maan begin met my praat, as die skadu's teen die silo's saggies aan my raak, as die sterre begin hoogknip vir die milies op die grond, vertrou ek dat my liefde vir jou bly gesond. Daar is die vrese dat alles wat ons doen is te vergeefs. As die druppels begin afloop teen die ruite by die huis, as die wolke ons kom omdop, verlang ek weer kon suis na die wense tussen woorde, na die hoop in jou oor, na die toekoms van 'n lewe waar ons twee getoon. Daar is die vrede dat alles wat ons doen is vir mekaar. Ek gee jou my hart, my gedagtes en my verstand, my liefde en my lewe, my getroue linkerhand. Jy's die reuk wat aan my klou, die arms wat my omvou, en alles wat ek is te danke aan jou. Die son brand patrone op die soeme van jou rok, die wind waai deur woorde, besig om liefde te lok. Familie en nou vriende, gesamentlik in 'n kerk, waar ons finaal betoon hoe God deur ons werk. Daar is die vrese dat alles wat ons doen is vir mekaar. Ek gee jou my hart, my gedagtes en my verstand, my liefde en my lewe, my getroue linkerhand. Jy's die reuk wat aan my klou, die arms wat my omvou, en alles wat ek is te danke aan jou. Wees by my deur die trane en die smart van 'n bestaan, en bedek my in kleur en kleed my in blou, en vervul my in wese soos die hemelse blou. Saam bly ons deur hartseer en lag, saam bly ons elke dag. Ek gee jou my hart, my gedagtes en my verstand, my liefde en my lewe, my getroue linkerhand. Jy's die reuk wat aan my klou, die arms wat my omvou, en alles wat ek is. Ek gee jou my hart, my gedagtes en my verstand, my liefde en my lewe, my getroue linkerhand. Jy's die reuk wat aan my klou, die arms wat my omvou, en alles wat ek is, en alles wat ek behoort te wees, en alles waarin ek glo, is te danke aan jou. Okay, last one before the break. Just to top up the glasses, because the more you drink, the prettier I get. So drink a lot. Many years ago, when I was a teacher, believe it or not, a kid came up to me one day and said, I wrote this poem, and I was a bit worried initially, because I was also a teenager once, and I was worried about what he wrote. And then this kid is called, well, he's still called Wilhelm Roscher. He gave me this amazing piece of lyrics, which it took me about 4 years just to memorize the words, but this ultimately came from it. It's called Lapop. And can you sing? Yes. Okay, so it's very easy. Maar is die noot? Okay, so it's easy. It's that's it. Okay, are we going to try it? There's 3 types. So there's vals. 2, 3. This is as exciting as my love life. Let's try that again. 2, 3. Okay, so hoe werk dit? So maak mens. Ek gaan vir julle die teken gee wanneer julle sing. Okay, hier gaan ons. 3, 4. Dit is eintlik 3 tyd. 2, 3. Ek ken 'n lapop, sy dra alkoholsent. Sy brand soms haar vingers en is menigmaal geskind. Sy het 'n porselein gesig, omring met traanstreepsome. Die gaatjies in haar lyf is gepatch met wense en drome. Die gaatjies in haar lyf is gepatch met wense en drome. Sy is aan mekaar gewerk met haar fyn gare, sy kring om haar oog en 'n rookreuk in haar hare, haar sussie op varsity, 'n supermodel, maar eensaam sit sy tuis en verdrink haarself in 'n bottel. Eensaam sit sy tuis en verdrink haarself in 'n bottel. Okay, hier gaan ons. Dararararara. Dararararara. Ek like die swivel daar agter. Haar reputasie strek veel te ver, maar vele kere vals. So wat, sy hou van headbang, maar sy ook van haar wals. Sy word dageliks so opgestop met 'n teruggehoue traan. Dageliks wens sy eensaam vir iemand wat verstaan. Dageliks wens sy eensaam vir iemand wat verstaan. Gaan ons En een haar is vastgewerkt. Een lappie vir elke geleentheid. Een syplap, een dronklap, een jammerlap en een vaatlap. Slow clap. En in 'n japtrap word sy dagliks daardie laptop op 'n afstand met die skouer van ys en die kyk van staal. Oë vol van smart en 'n glas gekerfde hart. Oë vol van smart en 'n glas gekerfde hart. Hier gaan ons weer. One last time. Okay, stretch our legs, 10-minute break, and then you can return with full glasses. Welcome back. I'm glad you didn't go home. Do you want to shoot? Okay, so welcome back. Part 2, we have 33 more songs to perform. It's going to be a very long evening. I'm probably going to run out of Hannepoort. It's also okay. Okay, so the next song is called A Walk in the Summer Storm, written by Ali. Well done. I haven't heard it yet, but well done. No, it's actually quite pretty.
But you must, I know, right?
Oh, yeah, and what is very important is we don't use sheet music. So if the music is shit, it's due to the sheet music that... No, we really don't use sheet music. So although she has a bunch of papers here, it's literally lyrics or chord progressions. So the bass notes. Annelie, het beteken as dit 'n F is, dan skryf jy F. Okay, A Walk in the Summer Storm. So the next song, I tried to do a bit more English because the majority of my own compositions are Afrikaans. I wrote this 2 months ago, I think. I had a little bit of help on one of the lines of the song. This is entitled Love Will Lead the Way. Count the stars and ignore the moon. I loved you from July to June, when everything is you. Twist of heart and twist of fate, there's a fine, fine line between love and hate, when everything is you. Words are spoken constantly about a life in love and leaving it behind. Help me find a way for us to be okay. Let me say, 'cause I love you in the morning, from the summer to the spring. Take my hand today, night will guide us both tomorrow, and let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. Reality bites and the lonely nights, the love, the sorrow like there's no tomorrow, when everything is you. Forget the words, forget the world, leave all behind, just let us find the happiness of you. Thoughts are spoken constantly about the past, the present, and leaving it behind. Help us find a way for us to be okay. And let me say, I love you in the morning, from the summer to the spring. Take my hand today, and it will guide us both tomorrow, and let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. When everything is beautiful and everything is true, it reminds me of you. Be my salvation and my savior, my success, and let everything disappear once again. Words are spoken constantly about the life and love and leaving it behind. Take my hand today, and we'll guide us both tomorrow. Let me say, I love you in the morning, from the summer to the spring. Take my hand today, and it will guide us both tomorrow, and let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. Let love lead the way. losing so much weight now. The next one I wrote in 2011. And it's also in English. I think about 20% of my songs are in English, but I just had to show that I can speak the language deliciously. When words are spoken in between all the thoughts, when the silence I speak end up unheard, you're hiding between the shadow on the wall, and I realize again I've taken the fall. Hours become days and the days become weeks. I'm struggling to find the words I should speak. I'm seeking the wisdom that I do not own, and I realize again I'm sitting here alone. There is the moment, there is the truth, there is the dream that I had from my youth. I love you forever, forever and a day. Just grant me the chance to say, chance to say, chance to say. I am what I am, and what I am isn't much. After all of these years, I've never had love's luck. I'm running in circles, ending that brick wall, and I realize again I've taken the fall. When perfection means seen in the eyes of behold, when the words I should speak end up untold, my actions are worthless if your heart doesn't agree. Just help me find the way and set me free. There is the moment, there is the truth, there is the dream that I had from my youth. I love you forever, forever and a day. Just grant me the chance to say, chance to say, chance to say. I am what I am, and what I am isn't much. After all of these years, I've never had love's luck. I'm running in circles, ending that brick wall, and I realize again I've taken the fall. Dreaming a dream and living a lie when nothing is left to do. Show me your heart and I'll show you my love. And let me be on my own. I am what I am isn't much. After all of these years, I've never had love's luck. I'm running in circles, ending that brick wall, and I realize again I've taken the fall. I've taken the fall. So now it is time for my romance novel. Must sound more excited about it, please. So most of you do not know about my romance novel. This is the culmination of my life's work. So think of, you remember all Igoli and Sevendelaan and Generations. Think much bigger. This is Chris, and Jan. Okay, so those of you who don't know the backstory, Chris, and Jan is a romance novel, but it's also a musical. But it has action, romance, thriller, everything that you could possibly think. Now, what makes this unique is that when you read the book, you need to read it in a perfectly Afrikaans accent. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And after each page, you sit back, you close your eyes, and you visualize. You visualize what happened on that page. It's going to take you about 4 months to read the first chapter, but that's beyond the point. All right, so when you read it, perfect Afrikaans, and you'll hear when I read it just how perfect my English is. All right, so the main characters is Lona from Igoli. So this is not a love triangle. It is a... Oh yeah, she's on the wall. No one puts baby in the corner, you put her on the wall. So this is not a love triangle, it's a love square. Rectangle. My mum was a teacher, rectangle. Alright, so you have Lona. She's still central to the rectangle. She was married to Chris, well, to both Chris's and Jan. There are 2 Chris's, not just one, 2. And it's specifically there for suspense, because you don't know which Chris I'm talking about. Okay, then you have Chris. Now the first Chris is Chris Edwards. He was in Igoli. He had Valku, and he was married to Lona, but they got divorced when he was implicated in state capture. Got divorced, and he is now back in Stilfontein. He works in Spar. He's a cashier. Very good with numbers. Very good. But he's still in love with Lona. Then you have Christopher Gray from 50 Shades of Grey. The guy with all the whips and shit. Stuff, bad word. Whips and stuff. He lives in Klerksdorp. He owns the Food Lovers Market. Very famous in Klerksdorp. He's also in love with Lona. And then you have Jan. Jan is an enigma. He doesn't have a surname. He's like Cher, Tupac, and Nadine. Jan does not speak English, so everything is in Afrikaans. He translates everything to Afrikaans because he's not English. He's Afrikaans. And his favorite artist is Rina Hugo. And guess what? He's also in love with Lona. Lona, Chris, Jan. Triangle. Rectangle. Rectangle. All right. So in the previous episode was episode number 49, and it's not just a fictitious number. There are 49 previous episodes. So we're on the half century now. But in the previous episode, so just briefly, Lona was married to Jan. But then she found out about an extramarital affair with a lady called Jane Doe. But she still doesn't know who it is. Then what happened was, Lona was very upset when she found out about Jane Doe. But at that time, the water broke. Just like here, there's no water in the back. Ask my fellow musicians. So the water broke, and she was very thirsty. So she went to the swimming pool to get a cup of water. And then she slipped and she fell. And she drank too much chlorinated water. Now she's been diagnosed with HTH syndrome. But she's constantly feeling blue. But it. So in any case, she was admitted to hospital because in the process, Jan decapitated his thumb and she developed HTH syndrome. But in the hospital, she found out about Jane Doe. So when Jan arrived, she gave him a spar plastic bag with a piece of wors in it and a note that says, I wanted the bors. Okay, so episode 50 starts now, where everyone is single. Everyone. Chris, and Jan. They are all very single. Okay, and I'm already reading it in my perfect Afrikaans accent. All right. So, after Lona has been diagnosed with the HTH syndrome, 2 weeks after her discharge, she also developed hyperthermia and amnesia. But from time to time, she forgets about it, and then she's okay. Her doctor, Dr. Phil, diagnosed her with shivernesia, because she's always shivering, and then she forgets about it. And she starts shivering again, and then she forgets. But Lona was very alone in Stilfontein. And then, one morning, she heard the birds singing, the Adidas. Adidas. And she heard her favorite song. But at this point, she started shivering again. The loneliness is killing me. I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. At that point, her Nokia 3310 rang. Lona answered, it was her mom. Her mom was very progressive. Although she grew up Afrikaans, she also translated everything in English so that everyone can understand. At one point, she also spoke a little bit of Tswana. But it didn't go too well because she only knew the one line, which means after you've mowed the lawn, you need to wash the dishes and iron my shirt. But you could only use it once. So when Lona answered, her mom said, het jy al 'n man in English? Does you have a man? Lona answered, she said, no. Lona's mom said, ek weet waar jy een kan kry. In English, I knows where you can find one. Lona was so excited, she said, waar? Lona's mom replied, Kur. And she repeated it in English. She said, Kur. So those of you who don't know, Kur is the Afrikaans Tinder. Because when you're on Tinder, you put yourself out on Tinder. But this was on Kur. Lona was so happy. She started singing. I'm so excited. I hide it. I'm about to lose my control and I like it. And then she forgot about the shivers and she was fine for the next 2 minutes. She took a Nokia 3310 and she installed Kur. Let's just say that it worked. She added photos from 15 years ago and she said, hi, I'm Lona. I like long walks on the beach. I've been married 4 times to 2 Chris's and 1 Jan. And it's the truth. But you don't know which Chris. I'm looking for love. Lona just put down her 3310. And when her phone then said, Those of you who haven't been on Kur, it really does that. I get so excited. If it was Harry, it was a cacao. Cacao. But no, it was She picked up her phone and she wanted to see he's cooring her. But at this point, her amnesia came back. It was her ex Jan. So she met him again for the first time. Because Lona had HTH syndrome coupled with the amnesia and shivers, Lona could not remember that she divorced him in episode 49. Jan left her a voice note. Because Jan is very Afrikaans, doesn't speak English. As ek sê jy het 'n pragtige lyfie, sal jy dit aan my hou. As ek sweer jy was die engel, sal jy my soos 'n duiwel hanteer. As ek sê jy het 'n pragtige lyfie, sal jy dit teen my hou. Lona was in love. One shot. She asked Jan, what is your favorite date? And he said, ag, weet jy, ek hou daarvan is dit eers die dag en dan die maand en dan die jaar is. Anders is dit die mekaar, anders is die maand, jaar en die dag en dit confuse my, maar dis my favorite datum. Lona did not understand. The two Chris's found out about Lona's condition, her HTH syndrome with these shiverations and amnesia. They capitalized on her amnesia and they also joined Kur, and Lona ended up having more dates than a calendar. She became very, very well known in Stilfontein as the Triple L, Luscious Los Lona. One evening, Lona had dinner at Chris's house. He was a musician, and then he played her a song. It was very romantic. And he's a Bee Gees fan. Smile, a smile will bring you near to me. Don't ever let me find you now, 'cause I will bring a tear to me. This world has lost its glory. Let's start a brand new story now. It's only words, and words are all I have. Thank you on a way. Lona was in love. She was like that putty that gets hard very quickly. She forgot that she was in love with Jan previously. She felt it burning in her loins. She was not sure whether it was from the previous chronic STDs, but she felt the burning in her loins. And then she was on Chris like a fat kid on a cupcake. Like a couple of weeks later and many dates later with Chris and Jan, Lona began to feel very icky. Her mom found her. Her mom asked, Lona, and then she repeated in English, Lona, wat is fout, wat is wrong? Ek is bekommerd, I am worried, wat gaan aan, wat is on? Lona gathered her thoughts, and at that point the HTH and shiverations kicked in again. She said, Mommy, pregnant. Lona's mom responded and said, Bliksem. And then she repeated it in English, Bliksem. Wie's die pa, who are the dad? Lona said, You just took my entire punchline. Lona responded and said, It's Chris. Or Chris. Orion. That was episode 50. So I had a friend, well, I still have a friend, I think. My best friend, Boksburg Princess, really didn't like her. And what happened was that many moons ago, I met her on Tinder, like 6 or 7 years ago. And we became good friends irrespective, but she always arrived at my house barefoot with her shoes in her hand. And we then ended up drinking copious quantities of wine. And I then wrote this. This is entitled Cold Foot. Jy lag op by my huis met jou skoene in jou hand. Jy sê alles is okay. Maar jou oë skree woorde en al wat jy sê, ek wil begeer oefen hê. Ons praat oor ons lewens en die drome en hoop en die pad waar die liefde kan loop. Maar jou droom is ver en diep toegesluit in die leertas van vadertyd. Waar kan ek rus? My voete is moeg en vol stof, maar die pad is lang en swaar, met dorings en draaie en gevaar. My lief, maar jy sit ons vanaand by my huis, kaalvoet en thuis. Stap aan vir jou en vir my. Iewers het ons twee baie geskei. Die wêreld is vloof en so onvanpas, en jou drome is steeds in vadertyd se tas. Ergens is daar iets wat wag vir jou. Al wat jy doen is glo, bid en vertrou. Die wêreld is vreemd en onderste bo, klou vas in sy liefde van bo. Waar kan ek rus? My voete is moeg en vol stof, maar die pad is lang en swaar, met dorings en draaie en gevaar. My lief, maar jy sit ons vanaand by my huis, kaalvoet en tuin. So the penultimate one for tonight is actually the theme song for the show entitled Die Gat in die Donker. Daar is daar wat 'n mens wakker word en voel jy soos 'n prostituut. Jy kan nie meer nie, maar jy moet maar. En ek het gereeld sulke dae. Graham, I do love my job, just for the record. But there are days that it can be quite difficult. En toe het ek 'n liderlike Ethan, close your ears, gemoedsbekakking gehad. Toe ek hierdie geskryf het. En hierdie is getiteld Die Gat in die Donker. Wat ek nog nooit voorheen vir enigiemand perform het nie, maar ons het so 'n bietjie van 'n twist opgesit met 'n sekere intro waar ek vir Natalie bietjie op die spot gesit het. So no pressure, Natalie, go for it. Daar's 'n gat in die donker, waarachter ek skuil, waar ek gister en vandag met môre verruil. Daar's komberse en kos, medisyne en 'n stort, waar ek dagdroom oor 'n toekoms, waar ek niks kort. Daar's 7 maskers in die hangkas van die maan en door die son, en gekrekelde glimlach vir wanneer hartseer dan kom. Ek dompel drome in 'n wynglas, los die pille in die kas, terwyl ek dink aan 'n mens wat ek nie eens of ooit was. En hy sit ons vanaand, some vadertyd wat nie staan, en ek wonder waaroor het alles dan gaan. So los my in die donker, waar my skare my nie volg, waar ek vergeet van die wêreld en waar die liefde dan kos. Ek wens ek kon tog vind waarna ek soek, want dit is daar soos vandag, wat ek nie pas in die boek. Ek plaas gevoelens in 'n skoenboks, dra die strik vir goeie guns, terwyl ek gevoelloos ronddwaal, myself verwyder as 'n kuns. Ek het soms lief sonder om te sê, bid steeds daagliks vir wat ek wil hê, terwyl die duivels ronddraai, wanneer ek in my bed lê. Ek wens gereeld dat ek vergeet van alles wat ek weet, van die lewe en die rede en die liefde wat ons meet. Die kronkels het gevaar en die lewe is soms naar, maar steeds strompel ons voort na 'n plek wat ons dink ons hoort. Maar hy sit ons vanaand, some vadertyd wat nie staan, en ek wonder waaroor het alles dan gaan. So los my in die donker, waar my skare my nie volg, waar ek vergeet van die wêreld en waar die liefde dan kos. Ek wens ek kon tog vind waarna ek soek, want dit is daar soos vandag, wat ek nie pas in die boek. Ja, dit is daar soos vandag, wat ek nie pas in die boek, want dit is daar soos vandag, wat ek nie pas in die boek. So before we officially conclude, thank you to each one of you for being here. Ek weet van julle is teen julle wil hierso, so baie dankie. Remember about the Natalie and the Pretoria Philharmonic tomorrow at 3. Symphonic, sorry.
No, symphony.
Symphony Orchestra. Okay, remember about that. Then we have an upcoming show on the 1st of October. It will be here, the Elysian, so Joey will be joining. Same setup, same everything. So we'll advertise and I hope you can join. But really from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of Natalie as well, it's an absolute honor to be in a position to share all my depressing music with you. En ek is bly dat ek van die stories kon gedeel het en ek hoop regtig al was daar net een liedjie wat iets vir jou beteken het, selfs al was dit een reeltjie gewees, then I know I've reached my goal. And it's not about the money, it's not about anything else, it's about the fact that someone identifies with music, and that is the win. So the second cover for tonight is the Book of Love. The book of love is long and boring. No one can lift a damn thing. It's full of charts and facts and figures and instructions for dancing. But I love it when you read to me, and you can read to me anything. The book of love has music in it. In fact, that's where music comes from. Some of it is just transcendental. Some of it's just really dumb. But I love it when you sing to me, and you can sing me anything. The book of love is long and boring and written very long ago. It's full of flowers and heart-shaped boxes and things we're all too young to know. But I love it when you give me things, and you are to give me wedding rings. But I love it when you give me things, and you are to give me wedding rings. give me wedding rings. One more. What do you want to hear? I'll do a piece of 6'4", but then we need to do something with Natalie. Ek het hierdie baie lank terug geskryf en ek kan nie regtig onthou of ek die woorde eers neergeskryf het, maar we'll wing it. Maar in elk geval is deel van daai geval van wanneer jy opstaan en jy voel soos 'n prostituut. Vanoggend toe ek wakker word en die pink olifantjie hardloop deur my kop. En ek weet gisterand se brandewyn wou net nie stop. Ek staan voor die spieël en ek weet nie wat om te doen. Ek gaan werk toe en ek het 'n moerse hoofpyn. Maar ek weet die lewe is nie so erg, want daar is sonskyn. Ek sit voor my laptop en ek weet nie wat om te sê. En ek bid, red my nou. En ek bid, red my gou. Want ek is 6'4" en ek wonder ek sê ek is 'n 6'4" en ek wonder ek sê ek is 'n 6'4" en ek wonder wat 'n donder doen ek hier. Okay, now a real song that you want to hear. It's in a B flat. We'll wing it. Ek het 'n vriendin, Jean myne. Ver bly die blou see, we carry on like that. Aan die hang van Tafelberg. As die son sak, speel sy die mooiste melodie. As sy eers begin het nie. Sy laat my nooit huis toe gaan of afskeid neem voor my laaste sigaret nie. Ek staan op haar balkon en drink haar appelkoos tee en kyk na Kaapstad in die hand, die liggies en die swart see. Ja, die hele wêreld word stil en luister in die donker uur na die naggeluide van Lisa se klavier. Ja, die hele wêreld word stil, luister in die donker uur na die naggeluide van Lisa se klavier. Ja, die hele wêreld word stil en luister in die donker uur na die naggeluide van Lisa se klavier. Man, you're good. That's it. Thank you for coming. Safe journey home, and thank you for your time. I appreciate it.